Welcome to Close Up with Perri Nemiroff. I am so excited to welcome Daisy Edgar-Jones and Anthony Ramos to the show for Twisters, one of my most anticipated movies of the year. I mean that sincerely.
Amazing.
Amazing. So the first order of business on Close Up is the essentials. They're rapid-fire-ish questions about movie making and movie going. So my first one for both of you is, what movie do you quote the most?
Ooh. I think Harry Potter, for me.
Sandlot, you're killing me, Smalls.
That's a good one.
A+. I have to ask for an example now.
Oh God. Well, I think all of the like Severus Snape lines, and then there's something there on your nose, the like Hermione lines as well. But yeah, I mean, now I can't think of a single. I was like, oh,
All of them.
the Severus Snape.
Those are some solid examples right there.
Like Potter, when he like comes in and they're like in the cold. You know.
The second you said Harry Potter, do you remember the Harry Potter song? It's like Snape. Like that immediately went through my mind and like scrambled my brain. So that's all I can hear right now. All right, next one. What is your most unusual movie-going habit?
Unusual movie going.
Unusual movie-going habit.
Falling asleep in the movies.
Oh,
That's unusual.
no.
Do you do that?
Oh, I'd be knocked out.
In any genre?
Almost every movie, I'd fall asleep.
Really?
100%. I can take a 20-minute intermission. Yo, because the lights go dim, and I'd be tired. I'd just be sitting there, and all of a sudden, it's like I'm in a comfortable seat. Then especially the ones that recline. So now I'm sitting back here like this, and I'm like, dang. It's 20 minutes into the movie, so I always miss like 15 to 20 minutes of every movie I watch.
You got to go to one of those movies where like the seats rattle under you. I mean, this would be a great movie to see in that format.
This one, I will, no. But yeah, that's an unusual thing.
I don't think I have anything unusual. Do you?
What about like a snack? Like an unusual snack?
Unusual snack? I mean, I kind of like the usuals. Like, I like the popcorn. I'll have Maltesers, I'll like mix them in. But yeah, I mean,
Raisinets and popcorn. That's a thing I got hip to like when I was a kid. A friend of mine did it and I was like, that's disgusting. And then I tried it and I was like, oh, it's kind of fire.
My unusual habit is that now as an adult, I'm totally lame and I don't eat or drink anything during a movie in fear of like having to use the restroom or like losing focus or something.
And, I think COVID maybe like stopped my like stamina or my like ability to, because I'm the exact same.
Stamina, man.
Do you know what I mean? To sit through like a really long film and not fidget and like, need to, have a comfort break or.
Right.
That's why we need exhilarating movies like Twisters. So like you can't break the attention. You're just locked in.
Like how you brought it back to the movie.
Yeah, that's my job. I'm good at that.
Right there, you know what I mean?
What's a piece of movie memorabilia that you own and cherish?
I have Connell's chain from Normal People, which I didn't realize when I got given it that it was going to have the significance it then later had. It was like quite lusted after for a while. But yeah, I got given it by Paul as a wrap gift. So Connell's chain I have, which is quite nice.
That's nice. I have my watch from Transformers, G-Shock.
That's cool.
That's good stuff.
The whole movie, yeah.
That's a good
Hopefully
example.
it'll give me the watch that I wore in this one.
I like the idea of you just collecting watches from every movie.
That might be a vibe, right?
I recently bought a watch from the Fall of the House of Usher, and it's like a gigantic, like gaudy watch, but it's really cool looking, and I'm gonna wear it if I can.
House of Usher.
It's so good, so good. Not a big screen thing. It's on Netflix, but I highly recommend it. All right, I'll end Essentials with this one. If you could learn about one job on a film set, what job would you pick and why?
Ooh, can it be, is it on a film set or can it be like in film?
In film in general, I'll take anything.
I would love to learn how to edit really, really, really well. Because like it's amazing to see what an amazing edit can do to a film. Like it really is where the thing is ultimately made. So I think learning how to edit like super good would be cool.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say that, but I guess I'll pick another one. I think just one of the camera operators, maybe the camera operator, who's kind of the second to the DP. I think that's such an interesting job. Because they're kind of just going back and forth between them and the DP and then them and the rest of the rest of the guys in the camera crew, and I feel like that's such a. I think when I really got into that specific job was there's this guy named Mike Heathcote who we did Transformers with, who was one of the most agile camera guys I've ever seen. I mean, yo, he could shoot anything. You tell him to shoot on a roof, like in the most awkward position, looking down, like he could just adjust in any way, and I just and get the most beautiful shots. So I was like, wow, it'd be cool to like learn how to do that. You know?
I'm always here to shout out a good camera op. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, first main question now. Do you each remember the first time you took a movie home with you? Like, for example, a horror movie that kept you up at night, a movie toy you had to have, something like that.
A movie toy. I know this is the last time I bring up Transformers, but I bought at Toys R Us, my mother bought me this like aqua. It was from Beast Wars, so it was when the TV show was on, Channel 13 or something like that. Back when I was growing up, they had the cartoons on Saturdays, and it would come on, and there was this like new guy, aqua kind of Beast War dude that would transform. I was like, yo, I gotta have that. My mom bought me that toy. That was the one toy she bought me from Toys R Us. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh.
Yep. And my babysitter took it away from me too.
How dare they?
It's all right, though. God bless.
I'm just really revealing. I'm like a huge Harry Potter fan. I loved the books as a kid, and then became even equally obsessed with the films. So I think I got a wand. I got a wand from I think it was from maybe Universal.
I was gonna say, have you been to Harry Potter World?
Do you know? I went to the one there's one in Watford in the UK. I've been to loads.
That's probably the best one.
That's a really good one. That's where they actually shot a lot of the film as well.
Crazy.
But I got a wand and a time turner, and that was very special.
That time turner, that's fire.
I'm still waiting for my letter.
One day, dream big. I feel like you could walk right over there and get one too. This next question was inspired by a comment someone left on the Twisters trailer on YouTube. It's like one of the most liked comments, and I love this. Someone mentioned that the original movie inspired them to become a meteorologist. So I'm curious for both of you, can you name a movie that inspired you to do something?
I think movies about bands or artists inspire me to dig into their catalog, which I think influences the way I make music. So the Temptations movie inspired me to look into not just the Temptations, but Motown, like the Four Tops and the Supremes and all these groups. And then when I watched El Cantante about Hector Lavoe, that Mark Anthony and J-Lo starred in, I then started digging into Hector Lavoe's catalog, and then Willie Colon and all these, Tito Puente and all these salsa singers after that. So I think, and then that kind of influenced how I write, and sing, I think.
Oh, I love that example.
That's a great one. I can't think of one. What's that inspired you to do something? Is that the question?
Yeah. I ran a marathon because I saw a movie called Brittany Runs a Marathon.
Oh,
and then I had to do it.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you did it? Which one?
I did it. I did New York City Marathon.
Oh, dang. 26 miles, right? Something like that? Nah, yeah, you an animal.
A lot. My body told me that it was a one and done thing. Don't got to do that again.
Yeah.
But I did it.
These are great ones. I'm not sure. I mean, I think, yeah, I can think of books that really did, but
I'll take a book example too.
yeah, I need some time to think on that one.
Fresh didn't inspire you to cook or anything? Literally just watching that the other night. It is fresh in my brain. Daisy, a specific question for you now, because I believe this is your first huge action, massive blockbuster movie. Going into filming Twisters, what would you say is the biggest misconception about what you thought it would take to make a movie of this scale?
That's a great question. I think, I had no experience for what being on something like as large as this would feel like, and I think, what I was shocked was that the process is actually largely the same. and especially with someone like Isaac that was directing us. I mean, I was such a huge fan of his work, and he is somebody who's very interested in. He's got such a love of scale, and you know, he's a big lover of Spielberg, and you really got a sense of that in the way that, you know, he directed the scenes, and there is so much fun and joy and adventure in them. But he's also really interested in the interpersonal dynamics and the relationships side of things too. So yeah, I think it was similar to every other job in that way, in that I was ultimately just trying to carve out a character arc, and you know, but it was also like absolutely incredible stepping on sets and seeing people who are just at the absolute top of their game in special effects. And you know, I mean, I'd never been on something where I was like being blasted by an actual airplane jet engine like day after day. So that was like amazing to see these real life SFX, and I'm so excited to see even the visual effects that will come in after. Like that was really cool to see, you know, the scale of that.
Still can't believe we're getting a Lee Isaac Chung directed Twister movie.
So cool.
When that was announced, I was already going to be excited for another Twister. But then when he was attached, I'm like, oh my God, like this is a dream come true. I'm going to give you an excuse to bring up Transformers again, because for you had that experience. Yeah. What is something about making a Transformers movie that came in handy on Twisters? But then can you also tell me something about Twisters that, you know, no amount of experience on big sets ever could have prepared you for?
I think doing so much blue screen and having so much time having to act with nobody and talking to yourself basically for so many months helps you to really use your imagination. You know, like, you know, Brandon made a joke. Perea in our cast, who plays Boone, he was like, yo, hey, you be like texting or you be like on a call, and then they start rolling the camera and then you hang up and then you just snap right back into it. And I was like, bro, like, and he was like, yo, how you do that? And I was like, I don't know, I'll be honest, bro. Like, it's just all of a sudden, like, all right, where are we? Where's the smoke's happening right here? And what do we be panicking? And then the car's flipping where? The car's flipping this way or that way? Okay, so then my body's gonna do this. And then it just kind of snaps in. But I think that was from spending so much time shooting Transformers. And I mean, I've shot another movie that hasn't come out yet where I was in space for like 3 months by myself, walking around, talking again to nobody, bunch of blue screen. And so it helps. It's fun though, you know, it's because you get to be a kid. And so I just kind of try to tap into that, you know. But yeah, you know, shooting a movie like that helps.
I'm already thinking about a million questions I could ask you about the performance challenges of a movie like that now too. To learn a little bit about your characters and Twisters, I want to find a unique way to get at that. So here's how I'll do it. Can you each tell me your character's greatest strength, but then I also want to know their greatest weakness, the thing about them that could do this mission in ultimately?
Me first. Greatest strength. I think Kate's like, I think she's like phenomenally tough. I think that like she is somebody who has been through a lot in her life and is able to, you know, still face her fears and really like run into them. And that's like a beautiful arc in the story, I think, is like her coming back to that side of herself. But I think also she has a real, her greatest weakness would probably be guilt. I think a feeling of like regret and guilt and blame, self-blame really. So I think those two things are something she's battling in, where she has this fierce bravery and this need to like chase and you know, give into that side of herself. But there's also a huge amount of guilt that she's holding on that at times holds her back and stops her. So yeah.
Okay.
I think Javi's greatest strength is he's very determined. When he wants to get something done, he wants to convince you to do something, or he wants to get something or get somewhere, he'll get it done, right? Like if he wants to accomplish something that's big, like, you know, starting a company from the ground up that becomes super successful, you know, he'll do that. But I think that he, along that way, I think his weakness is he can get misguided easily a little bit, you know, especially without Kate or somebody like that in his life to remind him what the point is all about.
Okay, I'm going to end with a question I was really looking forward to asking. I'm going to ask you both to create a storm-chasing dream team. You can pick one character from the 1996 original to be on your team, but you also have to pick one character from your movie to be on your team. Who do you choose and why?
Ooh. Ooh, that's a great question. I mean, I feel like it's a toss-up between Joe and Bill.
Okay.
But I think Joe, because she's so like, she's got great instincts. She's fierce. She's very smart. I mean, and then I would maybe pick Kate, because I feel like Kate has this kind of instinctual thing that Bill's character does. So Bill's character's called Bill, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. The Bill. That I feel like Kate kind of has that like in tune instinctualness that I think Bill's character does. So I think together they would be a really good dream team. So yeah,
Okay.
Joe and Bill. Joe and Kate.
I like this.
I think Daisy and Philip Seymour Hoffman's character. I think they'd just be fun to watch.
Dusty.
Yeah.
I really...
Dusty and Kate.
Dusty's good.
Kate and Dusty.
I
Hey, don't they sound like a duo? Dusty and Kate.
I'd believe it.
Date.
Date.
I needed someone to pick Aunt Meg just because of her A+ breakfast.
Aunt Meg would be great for the breakfast, but I'm not sure how much use she'd be if like you're
Fair, you need
having
fuel, but fair enough.
And wasn't Aunt Meg the one that got caught in the storm and everybody had to come back for her? And nah.
You're not wrong.
Aunt Meg,
You're not wrong.
I quite like
She bugging. She got to move.
Who's the therapist? Dr.
Oh,
Dr.
Jamie Gertz is her real name. Melissa. Melissa.
I
What are
think
you talking about? That's a girlfriend?
Yeah.
yeah, I think she's just great fun to have around. She's therapist. She'd help you. She'd help
Keeps
you.
everyone level-headed.
Yeah, she'd keep your level
Oh,
headed.
but wasn't she complaining all the time though? Wasn't she the one in the backseat complaining all the time and she's scared? I'm like, nah. She got to stay home too with Meg.
I literally could have spent our entire 15 minutes talking about this one question. I'm getting a hardcore rap signal right now, so I'm going to say huge congratulations on Twisters. I cannot wait to see it. To everybody out there, that is a wrap on this edition of Close Up with Perri Nemiroff. Stay tuned. Twisters hits theaters on July 19th.